Hello and welcome. This is Japan. We are going to cover hate today in Stardom. It is harass, abuse, terrorize, and eradicate. It is one of my favorite factions. Honestly, I keep saying like one. I think it is my favorite faction. I don't know. I like the aesthetic. They have like a goth aesthetic, which is really cool to see. And I like that out of a lot of the factions, almost everybody in the faction sticks to that. Like they're all kind of like, you could tell that they're all part of the same group because of how they dress, with a lot of heavy black, a lot of like, maybe color hair or black hair, or just be a freaking deaf clown. I don't know, all of it works. But yeah, Hate was formed, which was, honestly, it's only been not even a full year since Hate has been around. It's 2000, it was July 28th, 2024. So that's not even a full year, and I feel like they've had a lot of accomplishments in that time. This was right at the end of two other factions dying, which is really crazy because Tora was in a World of Stardom championship match against Maka, and she won by Saya attacking her. Saya was the current leader of Queen's Quest, and Tora was the current. I think she was a current. I don't even know if she was the leader, but she was part of Orda, and she had Momo, Fekla, Konami, Rina, and Ruka all part of that group. So they all came together that night and did hate and formed Hate, which is just kind of crazy. It was like two different factions kind of coming together, not fully, but like with some of the members, and creating a brand new faction from it, which is just crazy because this faction is just really cool. We obviously have our current champion over here in the world of Stardom, which is Saya, kind of blocked off by my head right here, but honestly, like she acts such like a good leader, a good number two, that like almost always thought she was the leader just because of the way she acts out there. Obviously she's a champion and you kind of have that extra, swagger when you do it, but it definitely is crazy. Plus all of these are founding members. All of the members that you see here, all eight of them are still part of the faction and still there. There's been a lot of speculation that Fekla might be leaving Stardom at one point. I don't know if that's necessarily true or not, but it'd be pretty cool, like, to see what she would do outside of Finns. I think she's pretty solid, but I wouldn't want her to leave at least the group right now because they're just so hot. Obviously, there's a lot of subgroups. There's XL, which is just Tora and Momo. There's the Devil Princess, which is Rina and Embada. Embada is the younger sister who she's not on here because she's a I guess, like, what would you say is probably like an associate member because she's not a full-time Stardom worker, but she's a sister of the Embada that's on God's Eye from the previous video. There's Psy Queen, which is Saya and Konami. There's Hate Supreme, which is Fekla and Momo, which who had the tag team championships not super long ago. I want to say it was the start of the year. They've had a couple pretty crazy, for only being a year old. They've had two World of Stardom wins. They had a Goddess of Stardom reign, which is their tag team title. They had a New Blood tag team thing, which is like their developmental one. They had a Future of Stardom champion, which was Rena. And yeah, that's kind of one of those crazy things to have, that they've been, pretty much working to making this faction what it is, because it's, like I said, not even a year old. It's the youngest faction that we've covered. Obviously I started with God's Eye, which is also kind of on the younger side compared to some of the other ones, but it feels like these factions are around for a certain amount of time and then they dissolve, and they dissolve in a way that just like are so crazy. And this is like one of the most cohesive groups because they all have, like I said, that same kind of like gothic feel, and they have like that, they're kind of like villainous, so like they're all together like a solid group, and that's just what's so cool about them. Because some of the other groups, you can kind of see that they have a little bit of like overall arcing theme, but this one I feel like is the best. Like, it has the best and most cohesive one, and it just works so well. And Saya, being the champion right now, she's been so good at it. She's obviously having a huge rivalry with Tam Nakano right now, and that's going to be pushed all the way into April. And her title reign's been really good. She's had some really good matches from the start of this year. So I'm really excited to see it. Konami just had a great match against Starlight Kid. She didn't get pick up the victory, but man, she did great. It would have been crazy if they would have won and had both titles there. I've covered some of these sections or like these stables before, but I don't think I've ever seen or know of if a group or factions had both main titles at the exact same time, which is kind of crazy if it has happened because yeah, I mean that's like having like a faction that has the WWE champion and the heavyweight champion, which is just I don't think would ever happen, at least not in this modern day of wrestling. But Hate's just that kind of faction where I could definitely see something like that happening. They don't always really have like much of a like a trios division with them. I don't really ever see like them having many victories there. So the trios title might be off, but they did have a tag team titles. They have some pretty decent combinations. Momo just had a match against Mercedes Money in AEW, so that was pretty big for her. And having that outside, like I said, Fekla had some matches at the beginning of the year against Athena from AEW, and there was big speculation that she might be going there. I'm not really sure if that's the case, but it'd be interesting to see. And obviously, Cyberbrain, our champion, is really cool to see in this group. And it's crazy because like Tora's the leader, but like obviously everybody else has a lot of stuff going on, and I don't know. You just see this group and you see them come out there, and you're like, yeah, this makes sense. This group is good, and I think a lot of people enjoy watching them. But yeah, this has been my hate video. Like last time, I said if you guys get a couple likes, I'm gonna go with 10 again. I'll get the next video out faster than this. If not, we'll just at a reasonable thing. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me if you guys are enjoying this. Stardom is kind of a fun organization to look at, but also a lot of people know about it, so they get kind of scared of it. And I'd like to do these type of videos where people can kind of know a little bit of the history, a little bit of everything about it, so people can be like, oh, okay, this isn't that bad, I can learn this stuff. But until next time, this has been Japan. Bye guys.